The Brandenburg Gate, one of Germany's most emblematic landmarks. It stands at the heart of Berlin, a city reunited in 1989 and one of the few European capitals that's booming. Dozens of imposing new buildings have sprung up here over the past decade, and the price of property in the city is rising. There's a buzz on the streets. Germany is Europe's economic powerhouse at a time when much of the Eurozone is in recession. Growth in this export-driven nation is continuing, and it's increasingly being seen as the EU's political master.
The original balance of power that was created in Europe after the Second World War is over. It's not there anymore. First of all, it's more countries, which makes the larger countries relatively less important. But you also have a Germany now that is not only larger than everybody else, but also has managed its economy fairly well, as opposed to almost everybody else in Europe. And that gives Germany power almost by default.
What has changed in the last couple of years is we now only have one leader, Germany. Germany has emerged as the preeminent country in Europe.
Germany's clout has grown as the debt crisis has deepened. It's paying the lion's share of the bailout money for Greece, Ireland and Portugal, and stands to lose the most if Italy and Spain also need rescuing. German Chancellor Angela Merkel is increasingly playing hardball. She pushed for new governments to be put in charge in Athens and Rome and has demanded Teutonic fiscal discipline from her European partners.
Other countries, not just France, are worried about this because they think that the German views on the euro crisis are not necessarily the right views to solve the crisis. The Germans have an obsession with fiscal austerity, with cutting public spending, with limiting budget deficits, setting up new rules to constrain government spending, but that's not actually solving the problem. It's probably making the problem worse because the countries of southern Europe, which have these difficulties and are cutting their budgets, cannot actually grow.
And here in Germany, many are running out of patience with their profligate southern neighbours.
Länder wie Griechenland oder auch so wie Portugal, wenn die sich nicht an die Spielregeln halten, müssen sie raus.
Es gibt in Deutschland ein altes Sprichwort, wer die Musik bezahlt, der darf auch bestimmen, was gespielt wird.
Europe's leaders have been under fire for not getting a grip on the Eurozone's debt crisis. Germany is now belatedly taking charge, albeit reluctantly.
They say, oh, the Germans finally have it their way. They can dominate Europe from some kind of Berlin diktat perspective. But that's not the case. The Germans are very reluctant to embrace this kind of leadership. They've lost the appetite for European integration, and they don't want to put the money on the table, and they don't want the responsibility that comes with strength and leadership. They're very reluctant to embrace all of this.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel is hosting the leaders of France and Italy here this week. And it says a lot that these tête-à-têtes are being held in Berlin, not in Brussels. Ultimately, whatever is agreed during these meetings will have to be backed up by all 17 Eurozone countries. But it's also clear that it is Germany that at the moment holds the purse strings, and it does get the greatest say in how this crisis is managed, whether others like it or not. Vanessa, CCTV, Berlin.